Yo, what's going on, everyone? It is Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're here with your boys, Mike and Mish, on the Mike and Mish Show. What up, Mike?
Yo, what is happening? I
I'll tell you
am
what's I'll tell you what's happening, Mike.
crazy tired right now.
I could tell you haven't been to work for a few days
I
because of
have
that
not.
scruff on your face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, look at this. Would you look at that? Huh?
yeah. Would you look at that? Everything good in the hood, Mike?
Everything is okay.
Everything is okay.
Everything is okay.
You know
Yep.
what?
The little one had her tonsils and adenoids out this morning, so that
Oof.
was
I
that
don't
was
even. I don't even know
wild.
what an adenoid is, bro. Don't know.
Oh, then your throat. That's all you
It's
gotta
all
know.
on your throat.
And I don't have them anymore.
Is an adenoid connected to a tonsil, or are they a package deal? Is that what that is?
No, I don't know. They're not a package deal. Nope. Because you can get your tonsils taken out or vice versa by themselves.
Well, I can tell you that I have all my adenoids and all my tonsils, so I have no idea what that's like. But God bless your little one. Maybe she will have a completely different attitude now. Huh?
No, maybe. I don't
Huh?
know. She could though, because she was like choking out in the middle of the night, like somebody was fucking,
Yeah,
she,
yeah. Oh, that sucks. Well,
that
maybe she'll
obstructive
sleep
sleep
better.
apnea she had. That's what it was because they were so big they would block her airway sometimes when she was sleeping. It's crazy, right?
That's
Like
fucking crazy.
like regular sleep apnea when people fall asleep and they choke.
So
And they wake up.
your 4-year-old daughter was sleeping like a 50-year-old man with an alcohol problem.
Yep. Shaking the fucking rafters in this place, snoring. It's crazy.
That shit sucks, man. Well, I'm dealing with other shit in my house too. I got a sick kid and another one that is continuing to deal with the bullies on the bus, and he's ready to throw down.
Bullies on the bus.
Dude, I'm sick and tired of hearing about it. And those in the comment section: Corey Rivera, TJS Laxon, Ty Culver House, Monica, what's up? Oh, I think is that Tony's new Facebook page there, or the
Orozco Elite, everybody.
Orozco Elite,
We have the
Susan
elites in the
Walker,
house.
Big Ben. So you guys in the comment section, when is it okay to drive your child to a kid's house so he can call him for a head up in the front yard? Is that
Drop
that
the age in the comments here.
drop the age in the comments? No, that's a moral
Wherever they
dilemma
are.
of mine because I feel like at this point it's been going on for about 2 months of school now. He has dealt with them. I've talked about it on the show, but they chill out for a few days and then they come right back like fucking roaches, dude. And now it's like today he was like fed up to the max and he's like, I'm gonna deal with it tomorrow. I'm like, okay, do it in the afternoon, okay? On the afternoon bus, deal with it then so I don't have to leave work in the morning, okay? Can you do that? Right? Isn't that the smarter thing to do?
Yeah,
Do
you
that
just
for me,
gotta
boy.
go for it and take his head and hold it so his throat is over the top of the seat and just
Oh,
press the back of his head down like that.
yeah. Tony
Yeah.
Chappell says 10 years old. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, that's fucking there'll always be bullies, there'll always be dickheads, and it always makes me wonder what kind of house they come from.
Yeah.
It makes me want to go
It's
there.
you kind of want to get rid of them, but at the same time, hear me out. I feel like they do kind of make the world go round in a way, somewhat. You know what I mean? Like you got a little bit of you got to deal with some of these people, and it'll mold you because you got to stand up to them and stuff. However, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. It goes a totally opposite direction. That's horrible. But for the most part, you fight your bully, it might become your best friend, or you might just beat his ass and change his life. I don't know. It's one or the other.
I mean, Matt in the comments says, "Do it now." Do you want me to take the camera with me and go to the person's house live on the show? Is that what you want to do?
Do it now. Do it now.
Do
Yeah,
it.
take the camera. I will, send you an invite to your
Yeah,
phone.
I'll do it
And
on my phone. We're not going to do that, but we have a couple guests for the evening. We're going to try to.
could
We're
you
going to
walk
try.
there right now?
He lives two. He lives. Remember that I was talking about
Well, you can do it.
Remember I was talking about the
Bring
full.
Richardson on here. We'll co-host, and you'll be walking, and we'll,
Yeah. Did you remember last week I was talking about the full size candy bar neighborhood?
Yes.
He lives in that neighborhood.
Oh well,
Yeah.
see,
It's within walking distance. It's about a mile away.
It's kind of crazy, You got a kid with such a privileged life, and he's such a dickhead.
Yeah,
That might be why
it's probably what it is.
he might need a beating.
Hey, Yeah, well, I'm not going to do that tonight. So, with
That's
that
called like
said,
a
hey
10-year-old
guys, we
dickhead.
got a couple sponsors we got to shout out, and then we got a couple guests we want to bring on. We're going to be bringing on our guests this evening in a second. It is Keith Richardson. He is one half of the main event, BKFC 52. He's going to be taking on Reggie Barnett after already fighting 3 times this calendar year. This fucking dude is ultra active right now for the BKFC. He's the main event, and then we're going to follow him up with Josh Maher, who we talked to Brandon Bushaw last week. He is the other half of that banger. So we'll talk to him in a second. But before we do that, we got to shout out our sponsors. Mike.
Oh my God. Listen, winter time is coming up soon, right? And you know what that means? That means that people are going to start sitting in the house and getting lazy and letting their hair grow out.
Yeah.
It's not okay, people. It's not okay. You have to go out and you need to look fresh when you get out there. What do you want to be alone forever? You're going to have Cheeto fingers sitting in your living room? What are you doing? Get to the Shave Parlor immediately. You need to get your hair cut. You need to get your beard did, your hair did. You need to get fancy. Get a fade, get a temp, whatever else. What do we call them up here? North Providence blowout. I don't think you're getting that at the Shave Parlor because they're down. They're down in Florida. Best fades and shaves in Cape Coral, Florida. Certified shave and fade masters. Jay and Omar, they will hook you up. 101 Del Prado, Cape Coral, Florida. Hit them up. They do Big Ben's haircut. So if you're wondering how nice their hair is, we got to get this video from Ben. Nice and faded up. He's got the Mike and Mish sticker on his neck. I mean, come on. We should have him shave the Mike and Mish logo in his head. So
when
get
I
over
go down,
to the Shave
when
Parlor.
I go down to visit my parents down in Cape Coral, I am definitely swinging by and hanging out with Jay and Omar for sure.
Mhm.
And with that said, we also have a return. The return. He is back. He is back. And where the hell is the graphic? Here it is. The BK Bet Shark is back on board with the Mike and Mish show. So we love this dude. We love how he knows how to make money in the sport that we love. So if you want to win some money, you want to get back, dude, you want to start raking in the cash just like the shark, go over to @BK Bet Shark on Instagram and follow this man. Pay the $50. It's very, very worth it. He fucking pulls in the dough. He's been on a run. So
yeah,
here he
pay
is.
50, win like 4,000.
Yeah, pay 50, just follow his lead and rake in the dough.
7,000 sometimes.
Yeah, it's
always
fucking insane.
In
Some of his bet tickets are crazy. With that said, let's go ahead and bring on our first guest of the evening. He is, like I said, one half of the BKFC 52 main event, taking on Reggie. Easy, educated hands. Is it Easy E? Educated?
No, it's Ease E.
Ease E.
Not Easy E like the rapper. It's Ease E.
Ease E. Educated hands. I always get that fucked up. Reggie Barnett Jr. He's taking on Keith Rockstar Richardson. Here he is.
What's up, guys?
Yo,
what is happening, Keith?
Nothing. Just finished up training. Still over here at Modern Warrior. And we got a little grappling going on outside my office.
You know, Keith, when we first talked to you, was Knucklemania 1, and we talked to you about possibly fighting in BKFC, and you said you don't know, you never know what's going to happen. We'll see. You didn't sound like you were all that into it, to be honest with you. Time goes by, and then boom, 2023 hits. You fight in January. You fight Cody Jenkins a few months later. You fight Derek Perez a few months later. Now you're sitting there at 3-0 inside of a calendar year fighting for a fucking world title. What happened?
Like, yeah, it seems crazy. Like, no, like Knucklemania, like kind of waking me to it a lot more. Like, I've been in talks with them before. It just didn't work for one reason or another. But like once that Scoggins fight went down, like, yeah, I was hooked. I was getting kind of fed up with a lot of the politics in MMA. Like, I was having fights, guys ducking me and stuff like that. Like, unlike a lot of guys, like some guys like went to BKFC off a losing streak. I was on a big winning streak, and
right.
There was nowhere for me to go. Like, there seems like there's a lot more dogs that are willing to throw down in BKFC. Like, guys ain't as scared. So like, and plus, like, after that Scoggins fight, I was hooked. Like, got such a warm reception. Like, everybody loved the fight. Like,
How could they not?
Yeah,
How could they
right?
not love that fight?
It was
Oh
a
my!
fight
You
of the year
even got like
contender.
a battle scar, like nothing I've ever seen from that fight. I can say it right now.
You know what's crazy, Keith? You are about to fight for the 4th time in 10 months, right? That
Yeah.
is a third of how many times Reggie has fought for the BKFC, and he was on BKFC 1. Isn't that kind of crazy? This is BKFC 52. He's been there since BKFC 1 against Travis Thompson in 2018. He's fought 12. It'll be his 12th fight. It'll be your 4th in 10 months. That's just fucking like a wild stat.
Bonkers.
Yeah, it's crazy because BKFC 2 or 3, they actually offered Reggie Barnett to me. But I took an MMA fight. I think I was already scheduled for one or something like that. So never happened, but it sure as hell came back around, didn't it?
You sure fucking did. Now here you are, man. You're about to fight Reggie, like we just said. In the 5-year existence of the BKFC, if they were gonna etch into stone a fucking Rushmore of BKFC, you would have faces like Misfit Faria and Lorenzo Hunt and probably Reggie Barnett on there. Here you are. You're gonna fight one of the pioneers of this new sport that you're growing to love yourself. What are your thoughts on Reggie? As a fighter, what, like, as a whole, what he's done for the sport up to this point, and what are your thoughts on his style inside the squared circle?
Reggie's definitely cemented his legacy in the sport. He's done a ton. It's not. I didn't call Reggie out of animosity, or I don't have a problem with him. I typically don't give a shit whether my opponent's a nice guy or an asshole. I want to fight guys that I respect as fighters. He holds the belt. He has a target on his back.
Right.
I was gonna say, you also want to be a world champion.
Target acquisition is my business. I want to fight him because he's the champ. Right now by all rankings, he's the best. He's got the belt around his waist.
Mm-hmm.
I want that spot. You got to eat what you kill in this sport.
I love it. But you've watched his career so far. You've seen him fight all the guys that he's fought. The one guy that he just seemed to couldn't get through was a guy with a very long MMA background, much like yourself. Yeah. He wasn't built like you. He got a little bit of a different style, but he's a wrestler. He's a grappler, and he made it very dirty for Reggie in there both times that they fought. What did you think about the comparison between yourself coming from a long MMA career compared to Johnny Bedford in his fights?
Yeah, me and Johnny, we have different body styles, but we have some similar strengths. Where Johnny was long, and then would catch, and then would work into the clinch. Yeah, with me being shorter and explosive, though, still if I get I don't think he knows how strong I am in a clinch. If you watch if he's watching my MMA fights, he's probably got it figured out that I'm not somebody that you really want to grab a hold of. But I think with my movement and stuff like that, I'll have the ability to kind of close him down. He tends to have a little bit more of a point fighting style where I'm trying to cut you off, track you down, pressure you, and beat you until you stop standing up.
His last fight, and I think Mike will agree with me. I don't know if you were there for that one, Keith. It was in Virginia back in March, or I think it was March or April.
Yeah.
When was that, Mike? March?
I think it was March, yeah.
That was one of the weirdest fucking fights. Reggie was leaning over Daniel Alvarez's shoulder. He ended up getting slammed. The referee ended up tackling. It was a lot of weird shit. What did you think about his last performance against Danny Alvarez?
It was just awkward. It kind of seemed like. Honestly, it didn't really it was more of an annoyance for him to be there.
Yeah, it was abnormal. It was a late notice fight.
Yeah,
it was abnormal. The style of the fight, the way it went down, the pacing, the whole thing was odd.
Yeah, like
Who was he originally supposed to fight? Was
The
Daniel
guy,
Alvarez
the
a
guy from
replacement?
overseas, Cedar Mom, I think.
Oh yeah, Cedaron. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
He
Yeah,
couldn't get over here. He had green card issues or something, right? Visa issues.
that's what it was. You're right. But Daniel Alvarez, man, that was a weird, ugly fight. There was like fucking all kinds of that whole night was kind of crazy though. Remember
It was kinda
remember the
weird. That
dude
night
did the
was
spin
weird.
kick. Somebody threw
Yes.
a spin kick and kicked someone in
and I think he shot a double leg or something like that.
Shot-
Yes.
yeah.
And that other guy, oh my God, I wish I knew their names.
He got his.
That
His
dude
name was
won,
Kyle
right?
something. He had my
Yes.
name, Kyle something.
He ended up
got
winning after getting he was getting his ass kicked for a little while. He got
Yeah.
his mouthpiece hit like 3 rows into the crowd, and then they threw it back into him. Like, it's fucking weird. And then the dude ended up getting real tired.
Right. BKFC is a crazy sport with crazy fans.
Yeah, it's fucking well, and it keeps getting better. This card that you're headlining down there is not too far from home for you. I'm assuming you're gonna have a fucking crowd of people there. Am I right in assuming that you're gonna have a?
Yeah, I tend to get good support in my home state.
Right. You guys are gonna really put on a show. Is there a lot of like local guys that have trained with you that are gonna be on that card, or I mean, do you have any teammates on that card?
Yeah, about like at least 1/3 of the card. Like 1/3 of the card is probably came and trained during the build up for this. I've had a great group of guys coming in to get some work. Heck, just this morning I had Tony Soto in here,
Nice,
Jeremy
nice.
Holloway.
Oh shit.
I've had Michael Lale, John Barnard,
John Bernard.
Trevor Loken.
John Barnard's is Barnard on this card?
No, he's
No,
not
I
on this
think-
card.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was
He's
gonna
not-
say I
he's
didn't.
on. He's
He-
fighting for an organization to
He
not be
fights
named.
for.
Oh.
Yeah, he fights for BYB. Yeah.
That's right.
Gotta keep the boss man happy. Yeah. Can't be.
You know what? I like that dude too. He fought our next
he
guest
fought
after you
Mark,
is
yeah.
Josh Marr.
Yeah.
And man, what a tough fucking dude coming out of Hawaii, and like I didn't realize his background, and when we were out in Denver, you can never like count out a Hawaiian fighter. When we were out in Denver, we were talking about heavy underdogs that somebody might want to put some money on, and I texted someone. I said, "Hey, this girl that's fighting Courtney Cameron has every ingredient to be the upset of the night. I'm telling you right now, she was like 2-1 in MMA. She didn't have a great MMA amateur background, but she came from Hawaii. She's taking the fight on short notice. I mean,
She's a huge underdog.
She's a huge underdog.
Those fucking Hawaiians are tougher than like a Waffle House steak. They just ready to fucking throw down.
So
you ever have a Waffle House steak?
Yeah.
Yeah, that a boy. That's a real Marine right there.
Yeah, that is.
He had a Waffle House steak with a crayon, right? He cut it with a crayon. There you go. That's what's up. Did you think that when you took that fight with Scoggins in the beginning of this year that you would be fighting 4 times this year, or because honestly, in that fight, you had sustained a pretty gnarly cut underneath your eye that I don't know how many stitches did it take, because it seemed like it took a lot.
Yeah, because there were 2 separate cuts. I want to say, plus I had stitches on the other eye. Like I also had some like retinal scratches and stuff like that. Like it took like about like it took a couple of weeks before I had before I had full vision back in that eye, like just because of all the retinal scratches and stuff like that. And it's kind of crazy because now my pupils don't dilate the same.
Whoa.
Like one's dilated bigger, so it looks like
wild.
I'm constantly on drugs. Like, so if I get pulled over, I'm pretty fucked.
Is it the eye? Is it the eye
that
closer?
Is weird,
one will be big. Looks
So
like
the
I'm
eye
sucking on
closer to the
liquor or
cop
some
is
shit.
always dilated, right? The one
Yeah,
closer to
pretty
the
much.
window. Oh, you're fucked. Yeah. So with that said, did you like when you took that damage on your face, you got the win, you got the fight of the night with Scoggins. Were you expecting yourself to jump right back in there the way you have 2 more times? Granted, the next 2 only lasted like a combined 1 round altogether. So
I got all that shit out the way the first time. Honestly, I'm always like, I like one. I know that like most of that stuff usually heals pretty quick, like cuts and bruises. Like I got that Wolverine blood in me. Not like kind of the older Wolverine from like Logan, where he's like, where he's got some years on him, so he don't heal it as fast, but like
he heals it with whiskey and
yeah.
That's fucking awesome. You guys are you guys in this sport really demand a level of respect that a lot of people don't quite understand. The ones like I was at the boxing gym today. My son had class this afternoon, and I was talking to somebody, and then I don't think people really quite understand what the sport is. Like even in a boxing gym in Connecticut, like that trains. They've had some Brennan Ward comes out of there, and some champion level boxers come out of that gym. And they're still, I don't think they're very much on board with this sport. It's still a niche community, and I wish it would like really branch out. I wish it would really hit that stride and get these.
I think it's starting to a lot more. I've found that the MMA community is a lot more open and receptive to it. Like I think that's just kind of always like kind of how it always is anyway. Because like with MMA, we're eclectic anyway. Where like boxing was the same when MMA started blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
They're always gonna be kind of in that box a little bit.
Yeah, because I feel like people like you're encroaching on my territory. This is ours. Right. This is our combat sports is ours. We own it. There can be nothing else. Yeah.
And then with bare knuckle, like it's kind of like now it is boxing, but like a more brutal version of it. So like they're getting a little bit more trying to protect their sport because they think like we're coming after it.
It's definitely getting to be more of a the more technical fighters seem to be winning. You know what I mean? Like take Britain and Melanie Shaw just 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Melanie is an absolute brawler. She would be very similar to the fighters that you saw on the early BKFC cards because everybody was in there just trying to get, forward pressure and get everybody out as fast as possible with whatever fucking they can land. Now you get a girl like that who's kind of in that mode. And again, a girl like, oh, look at that. You need to move, baby. That's like you ever shit at work and you sit on the toilet too long and the light goes off. That's what just happened.
That actually is like a panic moment because you're like, fuck, if somebody walks in, they see me sitting.
Stop watching fucking porn on the fucking shitter.
Yeah. Dude, I thought about this before. Yeah. You sit in there too long, that light shuts off. There's a moment in time where somebody can walk in and the light turns on and then they see your feet in there and they're like, what the fuck is that guy doing in there? Is he dead?
Oh,
man.
That's funny. What I was saying was Britain Hart has really become a very technical bare knuckle fighter. You know what I mean? Like she really picks her shots and lands at a really high accuracy, with a really high accuracy. Her shots land and she proved it. And man, Melanie Shaw looked like she got stung by a million bees when that fucking fight was over. It was crazy.
I think, that's kind of like, as the sport's growing, it like the expertise is really starting to pick up. The skill level's starting to pick up. Like at first it was just like, just let's clash in the middle and like, whoever lands that eyes closed freaking Hail Mary punch. But now like, you see the guys that are starting to, progress, like, and move up the rankings and like, really starting to take over are guys that can manage that raw aggression and then answer, and just,
even a guy as skilled as like
smooth pressure and pick their shots now. Like now the technical aspects are really starting to pick up. It's in it's a fun time to be involved
Yeah.
in. It's a fun time to watch, and it's just growing and getting better.
You can't be popping them foreheads, man. You can't be doing it. Like as if you had a boxing glove on. You can't hit somebody in the forehead. You know what I mean? You're gonna break your fucking hand. And like a guy like Mike Perry who came over, he's a really high level MMA fighter, and he's really fitting well in this sport. If you just watch that first fight with him and Julian Lane, he wasn't quite picking his shots. He was just landing whatever the fuck he could throw. And he even said it after that fight. By the fourth round, he didn't want to throw another punch.
Yeah.
And he had 2 more rounds to go, and his hands were so fucked up from just landing wherever he threw, you know, and now, you know, I don't know, what is he, 3-4-0 now? 3-4-0. He just got that big win.
Everything hurts in bare knuckle. Hurts to get hit and it hurts to hit them.
Yeah. Now, before we wrap things up with you, you said you mentioned a few people. Tony Soto, you said has been training with you, and he's really changed a lot about his life. He said he left his old gym and he needed a new start. Has he been spending a lot of time at your gym? And what have you been seeing in Tony that has been impressive to you?
Yeah, like, you know, he's been coming in like pretty regularly. You know, he's mostly training up at Bone Breakers just because, like, you know, we're a trek, you know, from where he lives. But, you know, I've been seeing him pretty regularly. We get good sparring, you know, some good work in. Yeah, I definitely see him just, like, you know, his level growing, his understanding of the game growing. Like, you know, he's taking this really seriously and putting in the work. You know, he's surrounding himself by some, like, you know, he's surrounding himself with good people, good coaches. Yeah, he's like, it's really nice to see his game progressing the way it is.
Yeah, we've been saying that we think he's about a win away from a title shot for sure. And
I would definitely agree. Like, you know, especially that would put him at 5-0, 6-0.
Yeah, and whether that title be on Luis Palomino or if it becomes vacant and he fights somebody for it, I don't know. I don't know where Palomino stands right now in the BKFC and in that division. Maybe he's healthy soon and he's back defending. But I totally could see Tony with another win, you know, getting his shot. And we have to give away a picture of you that is signed by you. Mike, do we have that picture? Before we're going to check this picture out, man. Do you remember signing that? I don't know if you do.
Yes, I do.
There you go. We are going to give this away tonight.
Yeah.
While we do a little speed round with you, people are going to be answering a question. We're going to lob this to you, Keith Richardson. Do you have a trivia question for the peeps that are watching that they can guess to win this picture? It could be anything about you. It could be your favorite food. It could be your favorite color. It could be your fucking shoe size. It could be anything you want. If you got something in mind, throw it out there and let people win this picture.
Favorite fight?
And I'll tell you what, you want me to tell you the answer when we're off air?
No, people will guess and we will put the answers out.
We'll read them to you.
Okay. All right. Let's go with what's my favorite anime?
Anime. Whoa. Is it a popular anime? Is this popular?
Oh, we getting hints now?
Well, I just know that the anime world is very expansive, so I don't want, you know.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's definitely a popular one.
All right, let's go. Put them in the comments.
Put them in the comments. And while we're doing that, we're going to ask you some Halloween questions before we get out of here.
Fairy Tail, Naruto, Dragon Ball. I thought that would be Hero Academia.
Naruto.
There it is. Oh, look at this right here. Boom. Swervo cuts one.
No way.
Naruto.
Yes. That's awesome. He can hang, dude.
It just holds, like, Naruto holds a special place in my heart. I actually got put on Naruto when I was in Iraq. One of our guys, like, he was a big anime fan. Like, I used to watch Dragon Ball Z, like, when I was in like high school and stuff like that. But like, you know, he had DVD, like, we still had DVDs at the time and stuff like that. And he started, like, putting it in, and at first, like, everybody was like, "What the fuck is this?" We got super into it, loved it.
Is it like 1,000 episodes?
It was actually one of my Marines that I lost out there.
Damn, that's fucking awesome.
Special place in my heart. Like, plus it's just got such great storyline. You know, it's a goat. It's one
There
of
you
those
go.
go animes.
I
Film in the wild.
Me and the boys are watching One Piece right now, but not the anime. We're watching
Oh, the
the
live action.
yeah.
That live action is good. Like
It is good.
Hell
like
yeah.
I like One Piece, but it like the storyline takes forever to get through. There's just too many episodes.
Yeah.
Like it took me years to catch up.
It's got like 1,085 episodes or something.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous.
It's fucking crazy.
That live action just condenses everything down so good, and like
Oh, it's good
it takes
too.
away all the filler. Like
Yeah.
it's 200 episodes in 10 episodes.
Oh, really? Okay. So what are they going to do about 6 or 7 seasons of the
Yeah, I think they
live
planned
action
12.
12. Oh,
That's what I read an article. It said they plan to do 12 seasons. So,
well, it's fucking fantastic. I've been loving it. So,
Yeah,
all right,
they
let's
pumped
ask you a
lot of
couple.
money into it, and like it paid off. Like they did a good job with it.
It's a dope ass show for sure.
is.
Hey, Halloween's right around the corner. Before we let you go, I got to ask you the 4 quick questions. What is according to you, what is the greatest horror movie franchise of all time?
Scream.
Scream. Okay. All right. I was gonna say, I mean, you got Nightmare on Elm Street. You got fucking Saw just put out their 10th one, but Scream is a good one. There you go. Number 2.
What's the sluttiest costume you've seen at a Halloween party?
Ooh.
Sluttiest.
Yeah, we worked on that one at work today.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay. I love Halloween. I don't know, man.
Mike
the
showed up
older
as
I
a
get, the more
cowboy
I love it.
Mike showed up with
I'm a bad cowboy.
Someone dressed up as Mike's mom.
Oh,
damn, son.
There you go. All right. We'll get that. We'll let that one slide. Number 3. Have you ever done any of the following Halloween hoodlum activities? Have you ever egged a house?
Yes.
Smashed somebody's pumpkins?
Yes.
TP'd somebody's property?
Yes.
Stole anyone's Halloween decorations?
Yes.
You are a fucking problem.
Yeah.
When
All of the above, baby.
Yeah. When I was growing up in New York, I was a little hoodlum.
Oh my God, that's it.
Took moving down south for me to get my life right.
To get your shit together.
Damn.
It was, let's be honest, it was you joining the Marines that got your fucking shit together, right?
Hey, pro tip.
No, that reverted me right back to hoodlum status.
A pro tip for any of you adults.
Stealing gear from the Army and Navy, blowing shit up. Like, no,
Yeah,
it
really brought you back
a lot.
What were you saying, Mike?
I was going to say, pro tip for any of the adults that are watching and want to go back to their youth and egg a house. I remember when we would steal our own eggs from our parents, and then they would get upset because we'd take like a whole fucking dozen eggs and throw them at somebody's house. We'd be, where are all the fucking eggs? We found out that like up the street from us, the supermarket would just put all the old eggs and milk cartons out on the back loading dock, and then they'd throw them all out. So we would just drive up to the back and we would get milk crates just filled with them, like 4 or 5 milk crates.
And just machine gun your neighborhood?
Hundreds of dozens of eggs. Just fill the whole trunk and just throw entire packets out. Wham! Oh, yeah. It was great. It was free. It's free.
Yeah,
See?
there you go. Free hoodlum shit. Number 4, last
Good
one.
Stuff. What will you do for Halloween this year?
Ooh,
Be a world champion?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna walk around with that belt around my waist like a fucking pimp.
There you go.
Known as Keith Richardson, the champion.
The rock star himself. Keith, we are so looking forward to this. Do you see this being, before we let you go, do you see this being a war, or do you see yourself shocking the world and getting rid of Reggie pretty quick?
Honestly, I'm never expecting a quick exit, from the champ, but I am looking to finish it. Like, I don't like fighting 5 rounds.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not paid by the hour. But I see it being like, don't see it being easy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to eat a few to land a few. But, yeah, you guys know that's fine by me.
Well, dude, we've seen the way
I'm gonna hit harder and more often. So
we've seen the way you fight, and we know how Reggie fights. You're already a candidate for Fight of the Year. You could be one of those guys that are in that category twice come
Oh, it could be
Saturday after the event.
Yeah, I could be Year of the Rockstar, Rookie of the Year, Fight of the Year, Fighter of the Year,
World champion,
World champ. Like,
oh shit, man, that sounds like a dream.
I'm coming for all the fucking records this year.
There it is, man. Do you have anything else you want to throw out there before we let you go?
No, guys. Thanks for having me. Thanks for my guys over here at Modern Warrior. Thanks for all the guys that been coming back down to get work. Yeah, thanks for all the people that have been supporting me. Yeah, I'm definitely I've been on fire this year, and most of it's due to the fact before I lost my dad, one of the last things he said, he's like, "Go after it, son. Go after it."
Well, you're fucking
didn't want me, he didn't want me pulling out of the Scoggins fight. We lost him 2 weeks before that Scoggins fight. He wouldn't allow it.
We remember that very much so, man. That was a dramatic night for you. It was fucking unbelievable. You performed and you've looked nothing but great this whole year. And we wish you the best of luck. Mike and I will be there. So we'll see you next week down in South Carolina.
Yep.
Sounds good, brother. I'll see you there.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Later. Wu-Tang's for the children.
For the children.
There it is. Keith Rockstar Richardson, man, he's a cool dude, and he really has been on a tear this year. So we all know how good Reggie is. This is going to be an absolute test for Reggie and test for Keith. Keith is a longtime successful MMA veteran, so it's not like this is his fourth fight ever. You know what I mean? He's a fucking warrior for sure.
Yeah.
He started a gym. He's a modern warrior. He called it that for a reason. With that said, Mike, we got another guest to bring on here. He's been waiting patiently. And he's going to be taking on Brandon Bushaw in front of his fucking hometown people. And he's tough as nails. And we've seen him out there twice. And we're going to get to see him one more time in front of that South Carolina crowd. Here he is, Josh Danger Marr.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good.
Let's make you big on the screen so people don't have to look at me and Mike.
Look
at you. Look at that stash, dude. That thing is looking fucking stout, son.
Yeah, it looks very. I don't know if it's just like your shirt and your hat, but it looks very red right now.
Yeah.
It's very red. I don't remember it being that red. Am I just going crazy?
The lighting.
The lighting, yeah. Yeah, because I don't remember it being that red. I have like red in my beard, although if you look, it's really turning pretty gray. I gotta tell you, it's getting crazy. I feel old. But it might like do you have any kids, Josh?
Yes.
Do they have red hair?
No.
No. So I ended up my second kid, right? My wife's giving birth, Stephanie, right? And the nurse goes, "Oh my God, I see a bunch of hair and it's red." And I actually had a book, right? And I was sitting there with a book waiting, like just chilling, waiting. Because my wife don't want to be messed with when she's giving birth, right? She's the one where the nurses are like, "Come help, encourage her." And I like look over and like look away. I learned from the first time. And the lady's like, "Oh, what the hell's wrong with your husband?" And like Steph just kind of looked at her like, "Nah, he's good. I told him don't fuck with me during birth, you know." But so when she says this kid's got red hair, I just went like, we actually both caught eyes. I like looked over at Steph like, "What the fuck did we hit?" Like I talked to her telepathically, like, "Bitch, what the fuck you been doing?" You know what I mean? We both looked at each other. You can see her eyes get wide. Like, what the hell? Red hair? Who the hell's got red hair? And then, like, of course, like a couple seconds later, I'm thinking to myself, like, "Oh my God, like I have red hair," and I would never
only
have
in your
thought,
beard,
only in my beard. Yes. And I would have never thought that my kid, she has like, it's more like now it's gotten a little like orange, kind of like an auburn. I don't know, but it's definitely different, right? So it's weird how that happens. You get some red hairs in there and the recessive genes pop out, you know?
And she's a psycho. So,
yes.
You know? All right. Well, hey, Josh, you are here. You are fighting for the third time, and you have not had an easy task your first 2 times out for the BKFC. Your first damn fight in your debut was against Superman Brandon Allen, who I want to say, was that in Orlando?
Yes.
He caught you with a left hook from hell, or I think. But Brandon is a fucking top 2, top 3 guy in that division. He is no fucking joke. And then the next time out, you had to fucking go up there against the Hawaiian guy, John Barnard, he a very another very tough, entertaining fight. Go ahead.
I thought during that fight that you had it at a point, right? You caught him and you had him against the ropes, literally. And I feel like you got very overzealous in the moment. And I'm sure, like, watching it back, you're like, son of a bitch. Because then you got caught with that shot, which I feel like I got to ask you that probably you never really recovered from that, right? That first shot, I feel like, did you recover from that first shot after that?
No, I took that shot and I should have spent more time to recover, but I wanted to get him back because I knew I had him, and I was like, when I hit him, I saw his eyes roll back. I saw him back up towards the ring, and I'm like, oh, buddy, I'm gonna finish this. And when I came at him, I crowded myself, and I have a longer reach than him, so I should have just stayed long and did my thing, but I stayed real close, and he came in with a real tight hook. They caught me right on the chin, and I got up and I was moving well, but yeah, I still need a little bit of time to recover from that one. I should have been a little bit more patient getting back up. Bare knuckle game's pretty quick, so.
Dude, in the heat of the moment, though, it's like it's tough. It's like you see guys like Travis Thompson that had the wherewithal to take a knee and take the full 8 seconds and then get up. You know what I mean? But like he's been in the sport. I think that was like his 10th fight when he fought Reber. Like he knew when it was time to take a second. You know what I mean? You in the moment, you probably had the adrenaline going and like. I could take this fucking 8 count or I can just get right back in there. And, hindsight's always 20/20,
Yeah.
It's fucking now you're going in there with Brandon in South Carolina. Your last fight was in South Carolina. You're going in there against a hometown boy. What do you know about Brandon Bushaw? And are you guys buddies with each other? And what are your thoughts on him as a fighter in the BKFC Squared Circle?
Brandon and I were supposed to fight about 4 years ago, and so we have a little bit of unfinished business. It's nothing personal. I mean, he's a great athlete. I feel like an MMA fight versus me would be better for him, but I mean, he's a good athlete. I mean, he's got experience. Bare knuckle, he doesn't have the experience against opponents I've had experience with. So, right. I mean, we'll see. I know he's hungry. He wants a war. He wants to go somebody that's going to trade with him a bit more. I'm going to give him that. Everybody knows I'm going to give him that. Everybody knows that that's the fight I love, and he wants it. So it makes for something that we both want and that we both ready to make it exciting. I'm sure he studied me over the years since we were supposed to fight, and I mean, I haven't seen too much of him until recently, and I mean, he's off to a good start, but I feel like he's going to come in, and I mean, he comes in with a lot of strength and power, and but I mean, I don't feel like
you can match that though. Right, yeah. You can match that. You're a pretty strong and powerful dude yourself. So
yeah, I just don't feel like he has the striking experience,
and you had just said you wanted to talk about experience inside the squared circle, and not to put down what Brandon has done so far, but you fought Brandon Allen in your debut. He fought Paul Teague. There's a big difference between Paul Teague and Brandon Allen. Your second fight, John Barnard, is no walk in the park, and he fought Slick Rick Caruso, and that ended in a no contest. That could have it could have ended differently. We don't know how that one would have ended. So, yeah, I think as far as toughness and like talent, you have seen the tougher guys in the BKFC so far. But he is a seasoned MMA veteran, so I'm very curious to see how this one plays out with the two of you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to be a punk or a walk through the park. It really comes down to who wants it more, and I feel like we both want it a lot. Like neither of us want to go in there and make it an easy fight. We want to make this nitty gritty grind. we're gonna hurt each other, and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. What have you been doing to train for Brandon? Have you done anything different? Are you training with any new people, any new locations, anything like that?
I've been training out to cater boxing with Xavier Biggs, working on my boxing. I've been getting some work in with Joe Elmore and some of the other local BKFC fighters. Now, it's interesting. Elmore is going to be cornering me this fight.
Nice.
Elmore and Samples train a lot. A Samples is on this card, and A Samples normally corners Bouchard. So mutually, we all have the same circles. Like, I mean, a lot of Brandon's fans, you could say, are my fans. Now I'm in his hometown. They're going to cheer for their hometown guy. But I think that they're excited for either way that this fight's going to go because they know us both and they know how hungry we are. He's got some of it. I mean, I can name a bunch of the fans that are going to be there for him, and he's got a wild bunch of fans. And
it's the Bushaw Army, right? That's what he calls them. Oh no, the brigade, the Bushaw Brigade. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, they come wild for sure.
Yeah, they definitely come wild, and that pumps me up. I'm excited because they're there to see an exciting fight. They wouldn't all show up if he's just going to walk through somebody. So,
yeah, it's going to be a wild night for sure.
Yeah, the last time it was fantastic, and everybody, like we said, you were watching. Because I remember you were in the comments when Brandon was on here, but like we went around that town, go to all these bars and stuff, even freaking liquor stores, and everybody knows this guy. Everybody knows him around there. He's like a little, he's like a mini star over there, He's like the local star. It's like when you go to Miami, the guys that fight in Miami, some of them are huge stars in Miami, like Fames. A lot of people know Fames, but Yuli Diaz, like a ton of people know Yuli Diaz. It's insane how many people know him in Miami. So he's like Brandon Bushaw. It's like he's like a little superstar over there in South Carolina.
You and Brandon, this could be a banger of a fight. And you always shoot for a knockout of the night bonus or a fight of the night bonus or something like that, performance of the night. And you look at that, I'm looking at the card over there. You mentioned Ace Samples, and Ace and Derek Perez is going to be a fucking banger, I think. Ace seems to think he's going to get him out of there quick, and maybe he will, but that seems like it's going to be a good one. Yourself and Brandon, Holloway and Van Camp is so goddamn interesting to everybody that's been paying attention. Those guys
There's
are
gonna be a lot of close calls on this card.
Oh my God, Soto and Kroom, and then of course the main event. It's a fucking fantastic card that you got yourself on for sure.
I was trying really hard to get on this card. I got to thank my manager, Brandon Gold with Jackson Link Worldwide for helping me get on this card. I asked for Brandon Bushaw, and I was like, man, he's a local guy. There's a local card. It kind of makes sense,
Yeah.
So thank you, Brandon, for accepting the fight and giving me the opportunity. I'm excited to. I like South Carolina cards.
I've been hearing Brandon Gold's name more recently. Is he taking on a lot more fighters for Jackson Wink right now in the management game?
He's putting in work right now. So I mean, he's taking a lot of more fighters. He's helping coaching at the gym. He's just active, he's on the phone with me. Hey, did you get this? Did you get this? Did you get this? Now the managers are on the ball like they have been. So
is MMA on the back burner now for you, or is BKFC the one and only for now?
I'm kind of taking it where it goes. I mean, I'm not saying I want to see how since I've focused solely on boxing, I do want to see eventually how it plays out in MMA. But I'm having fun with bare knuckle. I don't have any reason to go to MMA. I mean, I'm getting paid more in bare knuckle. I'm getting taken care of better. Like the fights are exciting. I'm just feeling good in training. Like it's just, I feel real passionate about the sport again, and so that's kind of why I've kind of focused on bare knuckle for a little bit. It's a completely different world than boxing. It's a completely different world than MMA, and it's exciting.
It's funny. It's funny how people are finding that out. Obviously, you firsthand. People in your gym, they're probably starting to be like, "Hey, what is this bare knuckle thing? You know, I want to get involved." I know some people already fight bare knuckle around you, but like the world is starting to find out it's not just boxing with your gloves off, even though that's the easiest way to explain it to somebody who doesn't understand what the sport is. It isn't this exact same thing. You know, it's very technical. You have to be technical. It can be crazy. It definitely can be. But now that the sport, and as we talked with Keith about, people are starting to refine themselves. They're starting to get better.
It's starting evolving. It's going through a growth spurt. It's evolving. People are adapting methods and techniques. Easy just posted a video. He has his own training video for there's people that they're putting out content now that is really going to grow the sport, because in 10 years, we've seen it grow in the past 5 years or 6 years now. Now in the next 10 years, how's it going to look? Like, it's amazing. Like, we're still at the forefront.
Oh yeah.
He's definitely, you just mentioned easy. Reggie Barnett is definitely a guy who has like a style of his own in bare knuckle. And, you know, if he teaches his style, that's one thing. And then Lorenzo Hunt has really developed a style of his own.
Elvin Brito too.
Brito has a very awkward style of his own. Joe Elmore has a style. You're right. There's certain guys that have been around for a long time that are really refining the game and like almost, you know, developing different styles within the sport that people could be like, you know what, I want to be more like that guy over there. So I'm going to learn his style, where it's almost like becoming a mixed martial art of its own within the bare knuckle world, you know?
Yeah.
It's fucking pretty awesome, dude.
Who's your favorite fighter in BKFC, Josh? As a fan.
My favorite fighter in BKFC, I've always been a fan of Mike Richmond.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've loved him since he was a 45er, and now he's moved up in a weight class. I mean, I think he's retired now, but hopefully not forever.
I'm already seeing a little bit of like, you see it, right?
Yeah, you see it.
It's already breaking through the, he's already coming. You can see it. He puts little things in here and there, and like, he just can't. He can't wash it off. It's stuck to him now.
So
I really don't. I mean, obviously, Mike's done enough in his combat sports career to be happy with retirement, but like, he was so goddamn good in this sport that I think if he would have just went back down to 175 and took a few more fights, the last one didn't go his way. Obviously, the Lorenzo Hunt one didn't go his way, but I don't think he might not have been all the way back yet from that Lorenzo Hunt knockout. You know what I mean? That was a brutal one. Whether anybody doesn't want to admit it or not, that was fucking scary. Like when he fell in the lip thing, and it was really bad. And then he comes back and he loses his next fight. I don't think he was done. I really don't. I think Mike's got a lot left in him. He's a fucking tough dude and one of the best out there for sure.
I mean, a knockout like that will take a lot out of your mental, So I mean, I don't blame him for taking time off and getting it straight, whether it's forever or not. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's like you said, he's done enough. I mean, he's a legend in his own right, but still, he still moves like a 45er. No matter what size he is, he still looks amazing. So, if I could take a lot from his style, that I would like to utilize,
I can tell you what, no matter what, if he comes back or not, one day I'm going to Minneapolis and I will be going to the Spearmint Rhino.
Spearmint Rhino.
Oh yeah. I will make sure that I'm on a night that he's working and I will show up and I will hang out with the Marine you have to, the guy's, he's a great guy. I'm honored to have hung out with him before, and his brother and many times actually. And I love the guy and his girlfriend, his brother, Gio, his trainer, like they're all good people. They're really, really good people. So, I wish him the best.
Yeah, you said he's a legend in his own right, but he's also a legend in the strip club game too now because he's
That's
he's
right.
taken the Spearmint Rhino to the top for
Yeah.
sure.
What's funny is I'd be there to see him the most. That's what's really funny. You know, go ahead and try to call me out on it, but I'd be like, hey, no, actually, I just want to hang out with Mike. Sorry.
We're gonna sit in the
No
VIP
lap
with
dances
this guy.
You know, I was down at a
No lap
school.
dances. No, thank you.
I was down at a school in Florida for a month with the Army, and I was with 2 Minnesota National Guard soldiers that were down there, and one of them didn't know about the Spearmint Rhino, but the other guy knew about it, and he's like, and I said the other club that he used to run too. It was Rick. Was it Cabaret?
Rick's Cabaret. Yeah.
Rick's Cabaret, and I'm like, yeah, a friend of ours, from the fight industry. He runs the Spearmint Rhino. I said to him, and he goes, really? I go, you should go there. And if you see him, tell him you know him. You tell him that you know us, and maybe you'll get a free drink out of it or something, or maybe a lap dance. I don't know. Mike's a good dude. He might take care of you, or he might punch you in the face and throw you out of the fucking club.
I would love either one, right?
Yeah, it'd be a cool story one way or another. Yeah, man. Well, Josh, we're going to ask you some Halloween questions, just like we did with Keith Richardson. It's right around the corner. Oh, we got to give away a
picture.
Let's bring that up. Bring that picture up.
Don't forget the picture.
Yeah, bring it up. Look at this, guys.
Oh, it's a picture.
Oh, you had the chin hair going there too. So a little bit different look. Great haircut. Nice fresh line there. Josh, you saw what we did with Keith. You got something you want to throw out there to the people in the audience that could guess something about you and take this picture home?
Where was my true bare knuckle debut?
Ooh, I know.
There you go. Where was it? Where was his true bare knuckle debut? Drop it in the comments.
Okay, you could do that. You can do whatever you want, Josh. This is your question.
Where and when? Where and when? That's what you want? Where and when was Josh's bare knuckle debut? His true bare knuckle debut. Yeah, drop it in there.
Yes.
Drop it in the comments, and where and when, or you don't get the picture. And while we're doing that,
in front of me.
Here we go. We're gonna ask you some Halloween questions. First off, what is your go-to horror movie? If you're gonna sit down and pick a horror movie, what are you putting on?
I haven't watched one in a while, but last one I watched was Saw.
Nice.
Yeah. Which one?
The very first, or all of them? Doesn't matter.
The 4th or the 5th.
Yeah, 10 just came out. So
I can't. Yeah, I know. I haven't been. I kept up with the first, and then I don't know what happened. It's like Fast and Furious over here.
Oh my! I know,
now,
right?
Yeah, they're up to 10. You know what? You know what I've been finding myself watching like a lot since they came out? The new It remakes. It and It Chapter 2, the 2 new ones.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance, check those out, man. They're really high quality movies, and they did a fucking hell of a job remaking it. It was fantastic. There you go. Number 2.
What's the worst treat you remember receiving when trick-or-treating as a kid?
Candy corn.
Candy corn. Not good, huh?
No.
No go.
I'll throw a handful of candy corn right back in their face. No apples, no oatmeal. Remember that shit? Oh my God.
Part of the question was when.
Yeah, yep. Part of the question to get the picture is when and where. So
yes,
get that shit right. Number 3, what is your favorite? What is your least favorite Halloween candy? Or you just told us your least?
Reese's.
Favorite?
My least favorite would be the candy corn.
There you go. And last one, what do you got?
What's the most dangerous thing Josh Mara has ever done on Halloween night?
I hear my wife laughing from the back room.
Yeah, I heard her.
Danger.
Don't do this at home. What did you do?
Do you have one for me, babe? What? Oh, it wasn't dangerous.
You got something?
No, we don't really do anything crazy, but at one Halloween we'd spend a Halloween at my family used to run the Playboy Mansion party, so we did a Halloween there, and that was wild.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, That
I
could
mean,
get
that
a
could
little
be
dangerous.
It could be dangerous.
That could be very dangerous.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Depending on who was there, it could get
Wait a
very
minute. Let's
dangerous.
go into this. Your family used to run the Playboy Mansion parties? Is that
Yeah,
what you just...
my father and my uncle were into celebrity events and stuff, and so until they sold the Playboy Mansion, they ran the Playboy parties, Playboy Cruise, Playboy Las Vegas, all that.
Get the fuck out. That's awesome. Man, did they run the one that was on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode when Will and Carlton went there? You remember that one?
I'm not sure about that one. No,
Uh,
I don't know. But I was, I mean, I worked there growing up too. I've done like valet for the parties and stuff. So
That is fucking cool as hell.
That is very cool. And also, listen up, Moscow, Russia, Hardcore FC 50, 3/1/2022. Falcon 09. Wow.
Yes.
Whoa. Look at this guy. See,
There
he
you
kept
go.
putting little pieces of it in there, but you know, you got to put the whole thing. This is like it's one of those catch-22s, right?
It's so funny. Josh, he said Russia. No, Moscow, Russia.
No.
Moscow, Russia, Hardcore FC 50.
Yeah, you just got
Moscow,
that.
Russia, Hardcore FC 50, 3/1/22. Boom. It took him 4 tries to get it right, but he got it, man.
He
That's
did
awesome.
get it. He did get it.
Hey, tell us how this fight plays out. What do you see you doing? BKFC 52, Josh Marr and Brandon Bushaw. How is it going to play out? And then we'll let you get up out of here.
I feel like we're going to. I mean, I'm actually open for however it's going to go. You know, I anticipate that he's going to want it fast paced. You know, I'm cool with that. I don't, any way he wants to take it, whether it's the clinch game or if it's the power shots, or if you want to dance around and make it a show. I know he's looking to brawl. I know he's looking to exchange. He's never been out of the first round, so if I drag him out of the first round, I would like to see where his cardio is. I know I can go. I can go 10 rounds. So I see him getting cut up and knocked out. Like, I don't see it. The possibility of it being of a, I mean, he can always rock me and we grind it out, but I don't see me getting finished as long as I stay focused and I feel like he's in the same boat. It's going to be a good fight. I think he's going to make it tough, and I'm going to make it tougher.
Outstanding, man. I know it's going to be a good one. BKFC 52. It's next Friday, not this Friday. You got 9 days from now. I hope you guys are either watching on the app or watching it live October 20th, because there's a whole lineup of fucking killer fights on this fight card. We're going to be there live, so we'll talk to you then, Josh. And any final words to any sponsors or teammates or anything, anybody that's paying attention that you want to hear?
Yeah, I definitely want to give a shout out to my team, to Decatur Boxing. I want to give a shout out to my sponsors, Barber Orthopedics, ATL Dispensary, Loganville Ford, HK USA is taking care of me on my fight gear this fight. Suffer Party. I also want to give a shout out to Priceless Nutrition and my own company. I sponsor. It's Champion Heating and Air.
There you go. Awesome stuff, Josh. Thank you very much. Mike, you have anything else for him?
Man, can't wait to see you next week, man. It's going to be awesome.
Take it easy, brother.
Later. Thank you.
Later, Josh.
Later. There he is. Danger. Get on the flow.
Oh, I wanted to throw this out here. Everybody, make sure you get over to the Extreme Bare Knuckle Fans page. All of our signed posters are courtesy of the Extreme Bare Knuckle Fans page. Freaking Country, Russ, those guys are the shit. They hook us up. They hook you up. They even have a ticket that we're going to be giving away when we get to South Carolina. We decided to go out and we're going to give this thing away like we did last time. which conveniently it was
South Carolina.
in South Carolina last time. So we went to the bar and we gave the sucker out. There's going to be one person, one lonely soul, going to be sitting there happy as a pig in shit.
Happy as a pig in shit, and they're gonna have a good time at the BKFC event, just like everybody does. Awesome show tonight. Keith Richardson and Josh Maher are both fucking dogs, and they're gonna put on a show for everybody. BKFC 52 on October 20th. Tomorrow night, we got the other half of the main event, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have we got Reggie, Easy, Educated Hands, Barnett Jr. He's got a long name. He's got a long name. It's a lot to say. It's a mouthful. But we're going to have Reggie on tomorrow night. We're going to talk to him about his fight with Keith and get the other side of the story.
Talk about his training with Lorenzo. He is with Lorenzo right now training. He's away from home. So he's on like a training, not a vacation, but he's away. I always like to be away and, travel. So that's probably nice to train two champs training together.
Do you know, are they in Florida? Are they down at Lorenzo's place in Florida, or are they off somewhere? Do you know?
I think that they're at Lorenzo's.
Nice.
But I'm not positive. I don't know. They were in a gym. I don't know. I couldn't tell from they had some training footage that they put out, and I believe they're at Lorenzo's.
You never know with those guys because, like, Lorenzo's in Puerto Rico, he's in Florida, he's out in Denver, he's all over the fucking place. He's training at 14,000 feet in Denver for that Denver card. Like, they do some crazy shit, those guys. And that's two of the best in the game, training together, formulating a game plan that tells you right there that he's taking this Keith Richardson fight ultra serious because, two of the best coming together to formulate a plan, Keith's up against it. So, got anything else for the peeps, Mike?
Well, not till tomorrow. You see, tomorrow was another night for some more bare knuckle fun, some more bare knuckle news, interviews, and all the good stuff.
Oh, you know what?
With combat sports. What's up?
There's an event this weekend. I wanted to bring that up.
Yes, there is.
There's a couple events here. There's a couple events this weekend, actually.
The ones that we're going to talk about.
The one that's important is there's a prospect series on Saturday.
There it is.
I think it's at 3:00 or
ding dong.
Yeah. What time is that at in America here? Is that 3:00 in the afternoon?
Yeah. What the hell?
3 p.m. here.
What is the time in America?
And not in America.
It's 3 p.m.
So 3 p.m. Saturday on the BKFC app, you guys could jump on there and you can check out the next batch of prospects trying to fight their way into the BKFC. I'm looking at the card. They got 3, 6, 9 fights listed right now. So I'm assuming that's probably what it's going to be. 9 fights fighting in Liverpool. So check that shit out on Saturday. And there's another card that I just want to talk about. Have you been paying attention to all the fucking wild shit that's going on with the Dylan Dennis, Logan Paul card this weekend?
Yeah, I have been watching.
Did you see that KSI spit on John Fury, Tyson Fury's dad, spit on him today?
No, I did not see that. No, I did not.
These guys go a little fucking overboard. People die for shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you right now. No. Oh, man. There's nothing fucking grosser to me than getting spit on by somebody. I think I would put a bullet in someone if they spit on me. You know what I mean? It's that is disrespect beyond disrespect. And then there was a video of Dylan Dennis choking that girl, whatever her name is, like Danny something, Ellie Brooks. Is it Ellie Brooks?
The girl
Elle Brooks. Elle Brooks, like she's the hot, like blonde chick that fought on that. She fought on that fucking Kingpin card. Dylan Dennis put her in a rear naked choke and put her to sleep today on stage. That was interesting to me.
For fun, like
no, like
just like choke her out.
She wanted him to choke her unconscious, and Dennis did it today in front of a crowd of people.
Oh yeah, I see.
I'm like, what a fucking lunatic. This Logan Paul card this weekend is a fucking goddamn spectacle. And
it is. It's been
and insane. Mike Perry's there, dude. Mike Perry's there.
Oh, yeah.
Darren Till is there.
Foaming at the mouth.
OG Shawnee Mack is there with full send. You
Yep.
got fucking Conor McGregor is going to be there for Dylan Dennis.
Man, how
It's
crazy it's gonna be. Oh my
it's
God.
it is quite the scene this weekend at that card. Is that in England? I don't even know where that fucking is. I think it's in Manchester. Is that where it is?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's in Manchester. Either way, watch the Prospect
That's
series.
something I do not know.
Right. Saturday, go ahead.
Right,
3
wait,
o'clock.
which card? The Dennis one.
The Dennis one.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Logan Paul, Dylan Dennis is in Manchester, England, and earlier that day in Liverpool will be the BKFC Prospect Series. So you guys have a busy Saturday. You guys got a busy Saturday. You pay for the app, you watch the Prospect Series, and then you go pirate the internet seas for the for the fucking Dylan Dennis card.
I'm paying full price for that shit.
You go
I already paid.
You go One Piece that shit real quick. No, you guys pay. Be good boys. Be good. All right. Hey, let's wrap it up. Tune in tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Shout out to the Shave Parlor and BKFC, BK Bet Shark for keeping the show going. And thank you guys for all tuning in tonight. We got Reggie Barnett tomorrow night, 9 p.m. We will see you there. Peace.